It is said that this is one of the first places to start the autumn season in China. We traveled more than 3,000 kilometers from the south to the north, starting from Suzhou, passing through Nanjing and Beijing, before finally arriving at Ulaanbaatar, Inner Mongolia. Ulaanbaatar is the largest prefecture-level city in the world. We only spent 5 days here. It of course wasn't enough for us to fully explore this vast open land, but it was enough to let us enjoy the beauty of Ulaanbaatar.
We traveled through the grasslands with the most winding rivers and the first woodland in Asia. We also visited the coldest city in China, Genhe, and got to experience close interactions with real reindeers.
We watched the morning sunrise and the fog pouring out over the river that is the boundary between China and the Russian border. We then drove 400 kilometers along the longest border line of China, which is also praised as the most beautiful border. Upon arriving to the westernmost point of the city, we came to the largest land port in China, Manzhouli Port.
We watched the sunset unfold at Hulan Lake, the largest lake in Inner Mongolia. Finally, we set off from Ewenki and crossed the border from China into Mongolia. On the second day of our road trip, we arrived in Genhe, the coldest city in China, where temperatures have dropped as low as -58 degrees. While the freezing climate might not be ideal for humans, it's perfect for reindeer.
Alright, we should have some reindeer somewhere over here. I gotta go find them.
These are the people of the Ewenki Tribe. They are known as the Last Reindeer Tribe in China, and historically they lived as nomadic hunters. Ewenki in its native language means the people who live in the mountains and forests.
Over 300 years ago, a group of Ewenki people set out from Siberia, traveled to the Great Hinan Mountains, and eventually settled here, building their own tribe with their reindeers.
没有他就走了，没有他立马就走了。
Originally, this tribe of people were nomads and lived in harmony with these reindeer. The tribesmen would utilize the invaluable strengths of their reindeer herd to haul supplies, food, and equipment through the harsh, snowy terrain in the winters. This was crucial in aiding to the survival of the Ewenki tribe. Over time, things began to take a turn. With the modern world changing and new laws and restrictions of guns being implemented, these nomads were forced to make changes. It became increasingly difficult to survive in the forest as they once did, as they could no longer protect their reindeer from their natural predators, the bears and tigers. And only as recent as the past 20 years, more than 200 people have moved from the depths of the forest to the edge of the city, where they once lived in isolation with their herd. Nowadays, the younger generation of Ewenki people are gradually embracing a modern urban life, while those who insist on living their traditional lifestyle of raising reindeer have to develop reindeer husbandry into tourism to make a sustainable living. With this new shift in focus to reindeer tourism for survival, it is said that there was a time when the reindeer were brought into town to be kept in captivity, but the reindeer died one after another, resulting in a major decline in numbers, forcing them to return back to the forest deep in the mountains to raise their herd. We had come during a unique time of the year, as this is the season when the males will fight for territory, and it is said that the victorious male would lead the rest of the herd back into the forest. It is also the time of year when they will shed the velvet from their antlers, indicating that they're fully grown.
你好呆萌啊。
To make reindeer tourism more sustainable, during the summer months, now only a few select reindeer will be transported to the reindeer park outside of town, more than 80 kilometers away, and that every year from October to May, the reindeer will return back to the depths of the mountain and will then give birth in the spring. As these reindeer are the tribe's only means of survival, these few families will often make the journey back to the mountains and deliver supplies and daily necessities to those Ewenki people who have insisted on staying there to continue raising the herd, thus making adapting to this new lifestyle change very tiring and difficult.
他们吃的好像是这个样子的苔藓。
Leading up to the winter months, reindeer typically eat a type of moss called lichen that is a critical part of their diet. Lichen is rich with minerals like potassium and magnesium, and also provides the essential carbohydrates which help the reindeer generate energy needed to survive in these cold conditions. At the farms, the tribesmen will also supply them with salt bricks, especially when grazing on vegetation that may be low in natural salts, as this provides them with the other important minerals like sodium and chloride that are particularly helpful for maintaining their health and supporting antler growth.
哦，但其实就是那种普通的盐呗，食用盐。
食用盐。
哦，然后染了色。
压缩了。
During our visit, we met with the owner from the reindeer park. She is of Han descent, and her husband is from the Ewenki tribe.
原先那个看路那个大哥也是，他那个啥，他受伤了。
受伤了。
我们那个真是纯鄂温克人，他父母都是鄂温克，现在父母都是鄂温克的，现在就纯种人鄂温克，就20多人
啊，就20个
，20多人
，20多人。
哎，
我以为是鄂温克族就得跟鄂温克族的人才可以结合。
就对，之前是啊，之前他们就是这种纯种的，现在就是20多人了。
但是现在都可以对吧？现在都自由一点。
那如果要是那样的话，那不就绝了，灭绝了。
没有，我以为
快没了，因为太少了。
你们怎么就想回来养鹿了呀？
主要是他父母岁数大了，然后这鹿他养不动了。
哦，对。
那这个其实养鹿很辛苦的，你看了这个，在这边好像挺那个什么的。我就是平时是在山上，在山上养的，在山上的时候可辛苦了。
我看他们说，刚刚那个大叔说是10月中旬要把那个鹿放到山上。
对。
然后好像是几月份再赶下来。
一般5、6月份吧
，5、6月份，那就是有7个月的时间，鹿在山上。
对，
都在山里头过冬了。
对呀，这个鹿啊，它喜寒不喜热。
哦，它就喜欢冷冷。
对，而且那个大森林才是它真正的家。
So we just stopped the car at this gas station here and take a little break, you know, go to the bathroom. Just drove through a forest and I want to show you what a real rural bathroom in the north of Inner Mongolia looks like. That's what we have. We have this shack with no door, and then men and women's side. This is
I'm the door locked right now. Yeah, the door can I just close?
yeah. R.I.P. This is something else. Have fun.
Have fun.
这个墙上还有洞。
后瓜。
这墙，这个完全，我觉得女生千万不要晚上来这个厕所，太危险了。Cannot close the door, and there are holes on the wall. Others can just look at you when you are peeing and pooping. This is horrible.
After visiting the reindeer park, we had a 4-hour drive north ahead of us. One of the best parts about a self-drive tour is that you can freely stop and explore anywhere you want to. Along our route was this river that connects to the borderline between China and Russia, so we pulled over to have a look. While exploring the riverbed, we found that a herd of horses was coming out of the forest behind us. It turns out that this location was the watering hole for them. It is really remarkable to see so many free-range horses like this simply grazing at their leisure, as typically in the United States there would be a fence line marking the boundary and you typically wouldn't be able to get too close, but they kinda just wandered into our presence. Or we into theirs. I had also noticed that only the larger female horses were wearing these bells. I believe this is an indication of which ones are currently pregnant. After some time admiring the horses by the river, we continued our drive north to our next destination, where we'd spend the night and prepare for the following day.
Our final stop on the second day was Linjiang village, a small settlement right on the China-Russia border, and we needed to get there before dark. On the way, we couldn't resist pulling over to explore when we saw the dense forests and rolling hills. This place is called Eagle's Beak because of a rock formation that looks just like an eagle's beak. A river flows through the valley, and the colorful forests and bushes on either side made us feel like we had stumbled into a fairy tale world of autumn. Follow the river's direction, you'll see a range of majestic mountains in the distance. That is Russia. The river is the Ewenki River, serving as a natural border between China and Russia. Locals refer to their side as the right bank of Ewenki, while they call the Russian side the left bank. If you are planning a road trip along the border, I highly recommend stopping here to take in the breathtaking scenery. It is absolutely spectacular. Join us for day 3 as we drive along the most stunning border in China, continuing our journey through autumn landscapes that look like they've been painted on a canvas.